your true nature, the happiness that you're going to find in anything that you do will come from inside. It's actually insanity to think that you can get it from outside of yourself. Because that's a lot of energy. Trying to get all the circumstances, all the conditions in your life correct so that you can be happy. Good luck with that. I just want to talk about types of goals. I wrote down toxic goals versus kind goals versus creative goals. And I just made a note that they all have positive intention. Even though the toxic part for me is if you set yourself a goal and then don't achieve it and then completely undermine yourself or self-sabotage, that is a toxic goal. If you set a goal that's unachievable over a certain time frame, we say time is a construct. So toxic goals for me is about time and targets that you made up or someone else made up for you. Kind goals for me is an outcome and happy. Kind goals is setting an outcome. We've talked about setting an outcome and being happy. Creative goals is no outcome and a good feeling and showing up and a compelling story with positive intention. I realised as I wrote that I quite leaned heavily on the creative goals, but that's maybe the space I'm in. But kind goals are fine. Toxic goals are okay as long as you know they're toxic and they're driven by fear. I wrote that today and I thought, how can you have a goal that has no outcome? We don't think we can do that, do we? And I wrote down the word in brackets, energy. This is all about your energy. The energy to move forward. The three words, I don't know if, I remember this from my manufacturing day. We used to talk about, in the improvement world, we used to talk about being efficient. But efficient isn't effectiveness. And we talk about, especially around the vaccine and COVID, they talk about the efficacy of something. So I thought I'd Google that, like the old days, and come up with something. And this is what it said: efficient goals are about preventing the wasteful use of a particular resource. Preventing the wasteful use of a particular resource. And I just put in that what we're wasting is being kind, being loving, being grateful, showing empathy, giving people time, by being too efficient. To me, efficiency without effectiveness is just busyness. And when we're busy and distracted, we forget about the things that we're trying to do. Be kind to ourselves, be loving to others, be grateful for life. Just my opinion, we can discuss and challenge. Effective goals. This come up as the degree to which something is successful in producing a desired result. I quite like that. The degree to which something is successful. So I feel like at least you're being, even if you're being busy, you're getting to it. You're getting to something. It just seems to be a lot of energy. And I wrote down the word capacity underneath it, because if you search effectiveness and look for another meaning, it talks about capacity. And I know that you have the capacity inside you, the resources inside you to achieve whatever you set your mind to, whatever you set that energy to. You have it. You don't have to go looking for it. It's there. It's already inside you. Capacity. This is the thing about not living your life on a postage stamp. You have a massive capacity if you don't close it down with fearful thinking, personal thinking, conditioned thinking. And it talks about the efficacy of a goal, the ability to produce a desired or intended result. And I searched another meaning for that, and it came up with usefulness. Usefulness. How useful is it? And I just wrote down, you are already useful. It doesn't need to be a goal. You are already useful. And if you put that together with kind, loving, efficiency, grateful, showing empathy and giving time to others, time for yourself, that is an efficient way to have the capacity to be effective. And the ability to produce a desired result with all the usefulness that you already have. I put them three together, which gives you an energy for life, which I call aliveness. What outcome? But how do you know when your goals are met? How do you know? I bet you can tell me how you know when they're not met, but how do you know when your goals are met? And this is to sort of try and get you to think about, I'm trying to say about setting an outcome and being happy and knowing your intention and going forward in momentum with a good feeling. That's how I show up in the world with my goals. But how do you know, if you think about goals you've set yourself, how do you know they're met? What is it? What is the barometer for you remembering how you met goals? Letting go isn't giving up. It's understanding that the best is yet to come. You are not meant to bear that which you find unpleasant. You are meant to change it. You are not meant to bear that which you find unpleasant. You are meant to change it. The obsession with instant gratification blinds us from our long-term potential. Some would call that procrastination. How many times have you set yourself a goal and you've done everything but the goal? I'll just make a coffee, I'll just read a book, I'll just do this, I'll just do that. The obsession with instant gratification blinds us from our long-term potential. Thriving is the goal for every form and expression of life. Thriving, I call that aliveness. Thriving is the goal for whatever you do and however you express your life. I summarised it from what I've said, and I've said this: you are useful, you are valued, you are capable, and you are worth it. That's what you should be moving forward with. And you are enough and so much more. And if you don't believe that, it's because you're thinking yourself away from that. If you really want to do something, you'll find a way. If you don't, you will find an excuse. Says it all, doesn't it?